Hey everybody, welcome to Ron's Computer Videos. You know, something I've not really seen during Macintosh or challenge videos, that always seems to be kind of a fun community thing where, for people that aren't familiar maybe, it's where you sort of call out to somebody else in the community that kind of shares your interest or whatever, and you say, hey, like, I'm gonna do this thing, and then now I want you to do something, and then pass it all along the line. So it's like web rings, only for YouTube. Anyway, here's what I wanted to share with you guys today. I wanted to talk about two of my most favoritist Powerbooks. Isn't it beautiful how it's framed? This is the Powerbook 165C. This was Apple's first color Powerbook way back in the day. This came out, oh gosh, I'm gonna say 1983. That's probably wrong. You know, correct me down there in the doobly-doo. But this would have came out right about the time that I was graduating high school. And I just remember going to the local Apple store, which in my hometown was called Computer Corner. And they had, not this model, they had the 185C? 180C? Basically the big brother of this model. The only difference really between the two, they both have a 33 megahertz 68030 with the Math coprocessor, which was really great. They kind of shared that that later shared motherboard design. So a ton of these different Powerbooks all had sort of a base motherboard, and then there was a daughter card that went on top of that that basically held like the processor, ROMs, some RAM and things like that. So you could kind of customize those base models. The only real difference between this and its big brother is that this model, and you can always tell when a Powerbook has two sliders, it's a dual scan or passive matrix display. So it's color and it's okay, and you can kind of dial it in. This one right here really needs a recap on the screen. That's why I'm just kind of telling you, or I'm breaking that rule of these type of videos where it's you know, show don't tell. But unfortunately, this is tell don't show. So anyway, this is a really great model. I've got the battery out of it for the moment just because I'm going to have it rebuilt. But I just love these machines, the telescoping feet. I used to have a Powerbook 100 back in the day, and those do like a double telescope, which is kind of fun. But the ports and stuff here on the back, kind of what you would typically expect from a 030 based Powerbook. You've got an ADB port, you've got sound in and out, you've got two serial ports, SCSI port, and video out. And then this little port cover right here is for like oh gosh, probably at the time, I think the fastest modem might have been 2400 or maybe 9600 baud. I'm sure the 9600 baud would have been something like a GeoVillage or something that would have came out later that just happened to be compatible. But programmer's key and resets in the back, kind of neat. It's really kind of difficult to find one of these. It's still got a door that's intact because every time you want to turn the machine off and on, you'd drop the door and hit the power button. So it was really kind of tough on these, but this one seems to be in pretty good shape. So I'm going to do some work on it here in the next few weeks and get it up and running. Now, the other one that I really love, that I actually own, is this guy. This is one of the 500 series Powerbooks. This is a Powerbook 520. I really like this machine as well. This is also, like you can tell, it's got the two adjustments for brightness and contrast. So this is a passive matrix or like dual scan display. But I always wanted one of these back in the day. I think my boss at the time owned one of these, and I was just so impressed with the speed. And I thought it was really, really neat. You have the two modular bays on the side. As you can see on this one, I've got the batteries removed just because I'm also going to have those rebuilt. But the trackpad kind of blew me away. I thought that was really neat at the time. This unit right here is actually in full working order. I just don't have the Powerbook with me today. I left it at work. But stereo sound. It had the mic and everything like that right up front. The keyboard's got a really good feel still. And it's not too dingy. It's not too faded, but I could definitely tell that somebody who used this previously loved this machine quite a bit. In terms of ports and stuff, oh, that's another thing. It's really great to have a machine that actually has, whatever you call it, screen hinges that actually work. But this machine isn't immune to the plastic cancer that all of these machines have. I found this rattling around in it at one time. But the 520s are really cool, or the 500 series machines, and I think like 190, and there's some others. They do away with the roll down feet. Everything now just has like a little kickstand that come down on both sides. This is a weird machine that they abandoned because I think it's just because of the power requirements of the machine. The power brick I think is 16 volts times 2. So there are two 16-volt lines that come off of here, and there are pinouts online that kind of explain this, but basically it's 16 volts that go to the machine to power the machine, and 16 volts that specifically go to power the batteries. Especially, that's probably a good idea considering that this is one of the models that supports dual batteries. But I will tell you what a wealth of ports on the back of these machines. You do lose one of your serial ports, but by this point I believe Apple is just building in the modem. So you have combo serial or serial port or printer port, your choice. I'm gonna switch that around and choose your probably. Sound in and out, ADB. You also have AUI based internet, so that way you can get an AUI port that then you can get the proper adapter for whatever Ethernet you need. If it's like a 10 base connection or 10 base 2, like a BNC style, or Cat 5 like everybody's kind of used to. Also has video out. You've got SCSI, and then of course, like I was saying earlier, you have the modem. But unlike kind of those other models, you find a lot of these with the doors intact because, and don't make a liar out of me, Mr. Powerbook 520. But the keyboard, they actually, probably ought to frame that better. They actually move the power button up here to the top of the keyboard. So you can just hit one button, start the machine. Really addressed kind of maybe a little bit of a design issue with those other machines. But anyway, I love this one. So here's where we get around to the challenge part of this. The idea is that, again, that you challenge somebody out in the community to go ahead and produce their own video content, maybe on a theme. So I'm going to challenge my good buddy, Logan at Crazy Tech Reviews. Have you guys seen this channel? This is just unacceptable. 201 subscribers. Logan is making too good of content for this to be his entire viewing audience. I'm hoping it's kind of like me, where like 95% of the people that view your videos aren't subscribed, because Logan is making too good of content for it to just be passed by the boards. Anyway, he did a really cool video the other night where he was working on the hinges on one of his Powerbooks. So maybe Logan would like to tell us maybe a little bit more about his favorite Powerbook machines. But anyway, that's it for the moment. Like I always say, Apple II forever.